It is time to do my May TBR. We're gonna get that TBR jar out again. We're gonna talk about if I even completed all the books from my April TBR and talk about the books that I have to read in May. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, again, we're gonna be diving into the TBR jar, see what we're going to read in May. Before we get into it, just remember to always like and subscribe. Always check my description box below. There are so many links to my Patreon, Pango Books account, my Instagram, Goodreads, so many things, but there's also my Discord down below that my wonderful friend and Patreon member, Vanessa, created. Come join us over on Discord and talk with us. We have so many channels up. She is amazing at getting all of that set up. And then also make sure that you join Fable, which is also linked below, to join our monthly book club. So in the month of May, I do have one arc that I have to get to, which is The Thrashers by Julie Soto. I am so excited for this. It seems like a thriller, maybe a mystery, kind of a suspenseful vibe. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to get to it. I do somehow have an e-arc and an audio arc, so I think I might consume it through the audio. It would just be easier with my day-to-day lifestyle. And the book that I am rolling over from April to May was the only book I didn't get to, and that is Embers in the Snow by Anna Carvin. I am so excited to get to this though. I think it's a vampire romance, maybe an arranged marriage or a forced marriage. I want to say, don't quote me on that, I could be wrong. This edition is absolutely beautiful, and it came from Moonlight book box. Look at this artwork. I'm telling you, I can't wait to get to this. I am so sad I didn't get to it in April. However, May is definitely going to be the month that I finally get to this. Okay, and the other two books that I have to read before we get into the TBR jar, I told Vanessa, since she has been a Patreon member for a year, that she gets to pick our May book club pick in Patreon. So she chose Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. This is the first book in the Kindred Curse saga. Book 4 has not released yet. It was supposed to release last summer. However, it did get picked up traditionally, so it kind of put it back. I'm hoping it releases soon. I need to reread this. I've already read this. I couldn't tell you half of what I read, so I am happy to get back to it because I want to continue on in this series. So thank you so much, Vanessa, for picking our Patreon May book. And the last book that I have to get to is our Fable book club pick, which is Shadow's Kiss by T.M. Hart. This book, I don't even know what it's about. I've had these books since the original covers came out. It is an epic adventure. It's a fantasy romance. It says that it deals with immortals. I'm excited. I have all 4 books, and I know that it is a completed series. So I'm excited that my Fable members have picked this for May. So we are getting into the TBR jar. Just to remind you about the colors, we have purple, which are books that I have hauled since January 1st of this year. I do not have that up to date with the April books, and I think even some of the March books. We have green, which is our fantasy or fantasy romance. Blue is our paranormal romance. Pink is just our normal everyday romance or dark romance. And then the yellow is a mix of all the other genres. I have manga, I have graphic novels in there, I do have literary fiction, nonfiction, you name it. It's all on yellow if it does not fit the other 3 genres. I also have done quite a few unhauls since I did the TBR jar last. So if we get a book that I've already unhauled, we're just gonna get rid of it and pick another. If I also pick a book in here that is part of a series and I'm not to that book yet, I will just pick the next book in the series. So I'm so excited. We're gonna do 6 TBR picks and we're just gonna see what I get. So let's get into the first one. Oh my goodness, they're all falling. Hold on. That didn't start out very good, now did it? Okay, so the first one, okay, we'll go with this yellow one since it was on top. It's My Gently Raised Beast Volume 5. However, I am not to Volume 5 yet, so it is going to be Volume 2, I believe is what I am up to. So I am putting that aside, but we are going to be putting it back in the jar. Okay. So the next one is going to be a green one, and that is, ooh, The Poisoner by Ivy Ophelia. I have heard so many people talking about this book, and I'm excited to get to it. Let's do our third one. Okay, so we have a pink one. So that could be romance or dark romance. Okay, we have Bully by Penelope Douglas. Penelope Douglas is a hit or miss author for me, so I'm really hoping that Bully pulls through for me. We have 3 more picks and then I'll get all of the books. Let's kind of get down at the bottom. Maybe this one. Okay, it's a purple one. So we've gotten it since January 1st. Beautiful Villain by Rebecca Kinney, and it is the Bookish Box edition. I think that's a Great Gatsby kind of retelling. We'll see whenever I get the book. So that is our 4th pick. We have kind of a variety going on. Okay, let's go with this one. Oh my gosh, it's a blue one. Okay, we really hit all of the colors. Dark City Omega by Elizabeth Stevens, which is the probably smut edition. This one is the one that I was a little worried about, and I will tell you why when I get the book. So that is 5 picks. We have 1 more. Well, we've hit every one of them, so which one are we gonna get now? Okay, we have this green one. That one fell out. This one is Draw Down the Moon by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. I'm excited for that because my husband picked up the book for me. So let me go grab all of these books and I will be right back. I'm putting back in the yellow one because we haven't made it to Volume 5 yet. I have all of the books here, so let's kind of go over them. I am happy with how this turned out because I feel like I have a lot of mixed genres in here where I'm not going to be stuck on just dark romance or romantasy. Kind of have a little bit of everything, and I like when it does that. These are in no order from whenever I picked them out. They're just in order however they're stacked. So the first one is Volume 2 of My Gently Raised Beast. This is a graphic novel, has beautiful artwork inside, but basically our girl is the long lost princess, I guess, of the king, and she is tasked with coming back to live with her father, but she has like these evil step siblings, and then she ends up finding this cat, but this cat can turn, it like can shapeshift into a boy, and so her and this cat or this boy grow up together. You start out in the first volume where they're around like I think 12 or 13, and I want to say that they grow older in this one, or at least start to, because I think it's going to end up being a romance between her and the shape-shifting boy. I don't know, but I think that's what it's going to be. So I'm excited to get back to this and see how aged up she is and see how their relationship has developed. Next up we have Draw Down the Moon by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. I love this mother-daughter writing duo. I was obsessed with the House of Night series many years ago. I absolutely loved it. I haven't continued on with the Underworld or the Otherworld 4-book series where kind of everything is flip-flop. I want to, but it's been so long since I've been in the House of Night series that I don't know if I would remember a whole lot of what was going on. But my husband ended up picking this book up for me because he knows that I absolutely love whenever PC Cast and Kristen Cast write together, but I do not know what this is about. So let's find out together. It says on the inside, a mystical school, a mysterious death, a magical romance. When Wren Nightingale isn't supposed to have any elemental powers, born of magical parents but not under one of the 4 fated astrological full moons, she is destined for life as a mundane, right up until she starts glowing on her 18th birthday. In In a heartbeat, Rin's life is turned upside down, and she's suddenly leaving her home for the mystical Academia de la Luna. I butchered that. Forgive me. A secret magical school on a hidden island off the Seattle coast. Lee Young has always known about his future at the academy. He has 3 goals: pass the trials, impress the Moon Council, and uphold his family's reputation. But he wasn't expecting to be attending alongside the girl he's been secretly in love with for as long as he can remember. As Rin and Lee are thrown into the academy's grueling trials, they quickly learn there's something different and dangerous about this school year. Rin will have to navigate a web of secrets, prophecies, and murder, and Lee will have to decide what to protect: his family's legacy or the girl he loves. This sounds so exciting. We're back in a school setting, which these two, the House of Night was in a school setting as well. And we have trials. We have a mysterious, our girl has powers and we don't understand how. We have a love romance in here. I'm excited to get to this. My husband somehow finds a way to pick up the books that I'm not currently gravitating towards but end up loving. So I can't wait to get to this book. The next one I'm going to assume is a dark romance, and that is Bully by Penelope Douglas. I do not know what this is about. I did know whenever I first picked it up, and I remember seeing that it was a fall away novel. So I was like, is this in a series? Am I not supposed to read this? Well, we're just going to find out. So on the back, it says, "My name is Tate. He doesn't call me that though. He would never refer to me by a friendly nickname. No, he'll barely even speak to me, but he still won't leave me alone. We were best friends once. Then he turned on me and made it his mission to ruin my life. I was humiliated, shut out, and gossiped about all through high school. His pranks and rumors got worse as time went on, and I made myself sick trying to stay out of his way. I even went away for a year just to avoid him. But I'm done hiding from him now, and I'm not going to let him run another year. Jared might not have changed, but I have, and it's time to fight back." So it sounds like they were best friends. Something happened that maybe she's unaware of, or like we do when we grow in school, that we end up gravitating towards different friends. But it sounds like he turned into a bully, and I know that they always said if they pick on you, they actually like you. So I'm gonna assume it's kind of something along those lines, but maybe at a much higher level. So I'm excited to see how our girl's gonna fight back. How is this romance going to play out? I am a little intrigued. The next one I could not find, my Bookish Box edition, which I do know I have. It's just somewhere in the chaos. So I ended up finding the normal edition of Beautiful Villain by Rebecca Kinney. This, I think, is the one that is a Great Gatsby retelling, possibly. Let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong about that, but I think that's what I've heard. So on the back, it says, 7 years ago, I lost him for good. Now he's back. But is he still the Jay Gatsby I used to know? Or is he something more, something darker? So I guess that answers my question. It is a Gatsby retelling. Daisy Finnegan is looking forward to the endless golden freedom of summer. No more college, no more pressure, no more worries. But when her cousin goes missing at an exclusive house party, Daisy is all too ready to confront the mysterious host, only to discover the wealthy recluse is Jay Gatsby, her childhood sweetheart, now sinfully hot and impossible to deny. She could never resist him, and it isn't long before she's entangled in a web of wealth and lies and obsession, culminating in a shocking act of violence that shatters the summer haze and threatens to drown them all. But it isn't until Gatsby is shot through the heart and survives that Daisy discovers the truth of how he clawed his way up in the world by selling the secret of immortality to the highest bidder. Now, with her friends' life at stake, her own dizzying new power still volatile, and an unimaginable threat closing in, Daisy will have to face an impossible choice. Side with the man who claimed her body and soul, or with the monsters who would see him lost to her forever. I absolutely love Gatsby. I read the book. I have watched all the different adaptations. I love it. It is so nostalgic for me, and there is so many different things that you can take away from the original Gatsby story about how he pines for Daisy. He wants her to come to his parties. He lives a tragic life. So many things that I absolutely love about it, but this sounds like instead of Gatsby dying alone and pining for a woman he could never have, it sounds like he's going to end up with the woman that he's in love with, but it sounds like it's going to be a fantastical element. Like, is he a fae? What is he? It sounds like she has powers, so I'm excited to get into this one even more. The next one is The Poisoner by Ivy Ophelia. I have seen so many booktubers that I follow read this and absolutely love it. The first one that comes to mind is Tori from Tori Between Pages. She loved this book, and that is who I learned it from first. So I'm excited to get into this. I know that she has told me what it's about, but let's just read the back of it because it's still unclear the way that she was describing it, because I think she was trying to keep it from spoilers. So it says, have you ever wondered how long it would take for a lethal dose of arsenic to kill you? 35 hours, 29 minutes, and 15 seconds. I should know. I counted myself. Amidst the gaslit alleys and cobblestone streets of Victorian London, two killers find themselves entangled in a waltz they can't escape. Alina Liss, a botanist and hobbyist poisoner, has a pastime of killing unsavory men in her own twisted sense of poetic justice. When she targets the conceited playboy Silas Forbes, only to find him in her apothecary the following week, she discovers human men are the least of her problems. The pair's unlikely association sparks gossip among affluent society. As their mysterious bond deepens, a chilling truth emerges. Concealed identities, lurking foes, and questions as plentiful as the Hydra's head brew within this haunting gothic tale of violent passion. Will Silas and Alina find themselves in each other's arms, or will the shadows of their past keep them apart? I'm excited for this. Oh, it even has artwork in here. I'm excited for this because I think she had said what Silas is, and I don't want to say unless it's a spoiler, but I'm excited to see how this is going to play out. Victorian London, I absolutely love a historical setting, especially whenever it gets into kind of those period dramas where you have the Regency era, the Renaissance era. So I'm excited to get to this and see if I like it or not. And I really like this cover, like this snake winding around her. The girl is a boss. The last book is the one that I was a little worried about having on my shelves, and I've talked about it before whenever I hauled this. This is the probably smut edition of Dark City Omega by Elizabeth Stevens. It says Beasts of Gadamora, and on the back it says, you know I'm going to get away from you eventually. Someone else is over my dead body, and she says yes, blinking at him like he was an idiot. Exactly. So what was really cool about this is it's all black pages, and that's very unique in a bind up. But I don't know anything about this, but it says, to the Dark City Omega, Alpha, and Beta readers who waited over a year. I don't know. Is this an Omega verse? I mean, Dark City Omega sounds like it definitely is an Omegaverse. I have really never dived into Omegaverse. I'm a little scared to, because I don't want to try my hand at Omegaverse and read kind of the wrong book that like introduces me to the world and then just puts me off to the way that the Alpha, Betas, and Omegas all coincide. I have also heard from some of my subscribers in previous videos that just because it's an Omegaverse doesn't mean that it's a shape-shifting book. So I'm a little confused, but I'm also intrigued enough that I'm ready to kind of dive into an Omegaverse if this is actually an Omegaverse book. If anyone has read this, please don't spoil it for me, but let me know in the comments below, is this Omegaverse or does it just have Omega in here for another reason? All right, everybody, these are all of the books that I have on my TBR for May, including the Thrashers, which I do not own a copy of. I'm excited. Let me know in the comments below, are there any of these books that you're excited for me to read and hear my thoughts? Are you going to read any of these books with me? Are you going to read Spark of the Everflame with me for the Patreon read? Are you going to read Shadow's Kiss by T.M. Hart with us over on Fable? Let me know all the details down below. And if you are here but you don't want to leave me a comment, leave me a flower emoji, or if there's any petals, one of the two for Bully, just to let me know that you are here. I'm excited. I have so many things planned for May. I'm gonna start doing vlogs more often once I get all of my equipment fully ready to go. I have a huge book haul that I have compiled. Some of them are from March and then the others are from April. I have also missed some because I've put them on my shelves already. Sorry for that, but I'm gonna get as many as I can to show you what I've got. So I'm excited for so many things coming. If you're a Patreon member, you should be seeing a full house tour coming soon and also a full deep dive into my shelves. I'm so happy you joined me for my May TBR, and I'm excited now that the house is fully done. Just dive in to reading. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!